I awaken in the hard forest floor. Looking around me, I see but trees, the light dancing through the leaves as the wind catches them. Rubbing my head, I ask myself, Where am I? How did I get here? The last thing I can remember is I was walking home from the store. It was just past dark. I think I died. That can't be, I say to myself. I gotta figure out where I am. In a survival situation, you always first thing you need to do is take inventory of what you have. Checking my pockets, I find that I have nothing on me. My personal belongings, my effects that I would carry with me always, my keys, my wallet, my phone are gone. I have nothing. Alone in the woods with nothing to my name, I decide the best course of action is probably to walk downhill. If I can find a river, I can follow it, and it'll likely lead me to civilization of some sort. People always group on water. So I start walking to the direction that I assume to be downhill. I see trees around me. The woods seem sparsely occupied by life of any sort. No sign of human or animal is really spotted at all. I can hear birds in the distance, but even that, it's sparse and far between. On my way to what I'm assuming to be a river, I pass trees that resemble that of oak or lurch, but honestly, I've never seen trees like them. They tower far above me, way taller than they should by any right. The ground is covered by mulchy soil, and sparse plants cover the forest floor, where I would usually expect to see many underbrush and shrubbery making the path hard to find. I'm finding that the underbrush seems to have been removed, would be my only assumption. There's no way that a forest could grow this clear of underbrush. There's not even any deadfall. I find the state of these trees to be unnatural and unwild. They're kempt. They're well-kept trees in these woods. I follow for a long time, the ground slowly sloping beneath my feet. I can now clearly distinct that I am, in fact, heading downhill. I must have walked for hours on end before finally I hear in the distance running water, and this brings me hope. I know for a fact that you can survive a long time without food, but water, you're gonna have a bad time if you run out of water. I head towards the sound of running water and quickly find myself at a river. It's a good 20 feet across. It's, maybe waist deep at the midsection, but it is beautiful, pristine, clean water. I look to my right and my left down the river, and I see not a sign of life, animal or man alike, and I decide that if I head downriver, the likelihood of running to a lake or the ocean goes up. People make camps and civilizations at the lakes and rivers. So I head my way down the river stream for hours on end, the rocky shore beneath feet crunching as I walk, as the pebbles move beneath me, and I make my way down towards what I'm hoping to eventually find is civilization. I walk for hours on end, and the night fast approaches and takes me. As night comes near, I occasionally, drinking from the river, I find a bank where the river seemingly cut through what once was a hill, and now there's a steep cliffside that overlooks the bank, and I decide that this is where I'm going to camp for the night. I have nothing on me to make any form of shelter. I look to the sky and see the beautiful stars and moon above me, not a cloud in sight. I pray that it does not rain today, and I pray that nothing finds me in the night. As I lie down to take rest, the last thought that I have before I drift to slumber is that the sky feels unfamiliar, where I would have known very few stars in my life. I look to the sky and recognize none. The stars seem alien. Even the moon seems unfamiliar. Its face I'd gazed upon many times over the course of my short 20 years of life. I would have known that moon if that was the moon that I'd known my whole life. And slumber takes me. I awake to a start in the morning. I can hear something in the distance. It sounds like a horse and some kind of wagon, I would assume, it rattling wood on stone path. I wake up and I, full of energy, run as fast as I can towards what I'm hearing. It sounds as if it is not far away. This first sign of life that I have seen beyond the sparse and far away bird. I am overjoyed. I have been rescued. I know not if they are of some Amish clan or if maybe someone is reenacting with an old wooden wagon and their horse. I care not. I run towards them. I can hear them growing louder and louder as the trees pass me by. I am slowed not by the underbrush of this forest, for there is none. I make it to a clearing. I am now standing with grass beneath my feet. The grass seems artificial. It is not a species that I have seen before. It has almost a blue tinge to it. I care not, though. I care only for what I see before me, a wagon, pulled by 2 horses, and they're followed behind by 3 people. I grow close to them, and I notice right away that they are not as I would have expected. They stand a fair amount taller than I. One is a normal-looking individual. I would consider him to be male, approximately my age, maybe a little older. He is wearing moderately shabby brown clothes, and I can see that he has pauldrons on, big, leather-looking armor that only covers the shoulders. I feel that this is strange, but as a LARPer in my life, I'd seen armor before, so I'm now fully assuming that these individuals are reenactors, and these must be simply costumes, for the other 2 stands, as I would describe, a furry, a cat person. They have not only the ears of a feline, but the face as well. I can see into their eyes as I grow near. I can hear one of them speaking something as I come closer. I am now but nearly 20 feet away, and I have my hands up in front of me showing that I mean no harm as I say out before me, I got lost in the woods. I'm just looking for help. And at that, I can see that the third individual, I would not be able to tell you the sex of the person that stood before me. They had the vestige of a dragon, scales from head to toe and tail dragged behind them. It was the most immaculate, beautiful costume I have ever seen. And I have seen some costumes over the years. He says before me, "Halt! This is a private caravan!" And he must have been ready to say this before I'd even spoken aloud, because as soon as the words leave his mouth, I can see that he's almost put it back at what I'd previously stated. And I just reiterate again, it's like, I don't mean any harm. I'm just lost. I'd like some assistance. If you could point me in the direction of the nearest town, that would be an immense help. I have no supplies, I have no gear, and I am unarmed. The cat person with them looks to me and says, "Well, he looks harmless enough. Why don't we just let him tag along with us for a little bit? We're going to be in town tomorrow, and we can hand him off to the guard or the guild at that time." And the dragon murmurs something else I can't hear from here. And before I have any time to say anything else, they usher me to follow suit. And the third individual, a priestly vestige, asks me, "So, what were you doing when you got lost in the woods?" I really don't know what to tell them because I don't remember. I was walking home from the store and I woke up in the woods, so I merely make up the most convenient, closest to truth that I can muster, and that is that I can't remember. I merely state to him, blank-faced, I can't remember. I don't know how I got in the woods. Not wanting to bring up that I was from the grocery store because I'm worried now that these are not costumes. The way that the Dragonoid moves, it is not a costume. I can see the reptilian skin move. I can see the teeth glint in the sunlight. I don't think I'm in my world anymore.